What if I told you that recognizing true love doesn't have to be a guessing game? Imagine this. You're sitting across from him, and every move he makes, every word he speaks, leaves you wondering, does he really love me, or is it just convenience? It's a question many of us have asked, caught in the whirlwind of modern romance, Stoic dating, and the endless search for meaningful connections. You're not alone in this. In fact, it's one of the most common struggles women face today. How do you know if a man genuinely loves you? Is it in the words he whispers late at night? The way he texts you every morning? Or something deeper, something that doesn't just make your heart flutter but reassures you deep down that you're truly valued? Here's the thing. Most of us have been taught to look for the wrong signs. We think love is about grand gestures, over-the-top displays of affection, or constant attention. And while those things can be nice, they're not the foundation of real, lasting love. The truth is simpler, yet far more profound. Real love reveals itself in ways that are steady, consistent, and sometimes subtle, but when you know what to look for, it's unmistakable. Today, I'm going to share with you the 5 traits that prove a man truly loves you. These aren't surface-level cliches or generic advice. They're rooted in authenticity and the kind of connection that goes beyond fleeting passion. Once you learn to spot these traits, you'll never have to second-guess his feelings again. Curious? You should be. Because understanding these traits could transform not only your relationship but your entire approach to love and stoicism in dating. Let's dive into the first and perhaps most powerful trait. 1. He values your independence. Let me ask you something. How often have you felt like you had to choose between being in love and being yourself? It's a dilemma so many women face, especially when society tells us to compromise our independence for the sake of a relationship. But here's the truth. A man who truly loves you will never see your independence as a threat. In fact, he'll celebrate it, nurture it, and value it as one of the reasons he fell for you in the first place. Now, imagine this. You're chasing your dreams, building a life you're proud of, and becoming the best version of yourself. Does he stand by your side cheering you on, or does he try to dim your light to make himself feel more secure? The answer to this question reveals so much about his love for you. A man who truly loves you sees your independence not as competition but as inspiration. And that, my friend, is the foundation of a healthy, fulfilling relationship. Let's talk about what it means for a man to truly value your independence. It's not just about giving you space or letting you do your own thing. It's about supporting your growth and encouraging you to reach your full potential. He doesn't need to control you or diminish your achievements to feel important in your life. Instead, he recognizes that your success is also a success for the relationship. It's about mutual respect and admiration, not control or dominance. Think about the times you've pursued a goal or taken on a challenge that meant a lot to you. Did he celebrate your achievements with genuine pride, or did he make it about himself? A man who values your independence will always lift you up. He won't just say he supports you, he'll show it in his actions. Maybe he encourages you to take that big promotion, even if it means you'll be busier. Or perhaps he steps in to help with everyday responsibilities so you can focus on what matters most to you. These actions speak louder than any words ever could. Let's dive deeper into why this trait is so essential. Independence isn't just about having your own career, hobbies, or social life. It's about having the freedom to be your true self. A man who values your independence understands that you don't need someone to complete you. You're already whole. His love isn't about filling a void. It's about enhancing the life you've built for yourself. And when 2 whole people come together in a relationship, the result is something extraordinary. But let's be honest, not every man is secure enough to handle a strong, independent woman. Some may feel threatened by your success, while others might try to undermine your confidence to keep you dependent on them. This is why it's so important to recognize whether your partner truly values your independence. Pay attention to how he reacts when you assert yourself or make decisions for your own happiness. Does he support you wholeheartedly, or does he try to hold you back? Here's a simple but powerful example. Imagine you've been offered an incredible opportunity that could change your life, a promotion, a chance to study abroad, or a new project you're passionate about. A man who truly loves you will say, "Go for it. I'm here for you every step of the way." He won't guilt you into staying the same or make you feel like you're choosing between him and your dreams. Instead, he'll be your biggest cheerleader, celebrating your achievements as if they were his own. And let's not forget the importance of shared responsibility in a relationship. A man who values your independence doesn't expect you to handle everything on your own, nor does he take on everything himself. Instead, he understands that a partnership is about balance and teamwork. He's willing to step in when you need support, but he also respects your ability to handle things on your own. It's this balance that creates a dynamic, empowering relationship. So how do you know if your partner has this trait? Look at how he interacts with you on a daily basis. Does he respect your boundaries? Does he encourage you to pursue your passions, even if they don't directly involve him? Does he make you feel free to be yourself without fear of judgment or control? If the answer is yes, then you're likely with someone who truly loves you for who you are. Now, let me ask you this. Have you ever been in a relationship where your independence wasn't valued? How did it make you feel? And if you're currently with someone who celebrates your independence, how has it transformed your relationship? Share your thoughts in the comments below. In fact, if you're enjoying this video and believe in the importance of independence in a relationship, like this video and comment number 1 right now. Let's celebrate the kind of love that uplifts and empowers us. If you're new to this channel, don't forget to subscribe for more insights on relationships, personal growth, and stoicism in dating. Together, we're building a community of women who know their worth and refuse to settle for anything less. Let's take a moment to reflect on why valuing independence is such a critical trait in a partner. When a man supports your autonomy, he's showing you that he respects you as an individual. He's not trying to mold you into someone who fits his needs or expectations. Instead, he's allowing you to grow into the best version of yourself, and he's growing alongside you. This is what makes love not just a feeling, but a partnership. Before we move on to the next trait, let me leave you with this thought. Love isn't about losing yourself in another person. It's about finding someone who encourages you to be more of who you already are. A man who values your independence is a man who truly loves you. If you found that, cherish it. And if you're still searching, don't settle for anything less. What do you think? Have you experienced this kind of love? Or is it something you're still waiting for? Let me know in the comments below and like this video and comment number 1 if this resonates with you. And don't forget to subscribe to the channel for more videos that will help you navigate the complexities of love, relationships, and personal growth. The next trait we're about to discuss is just as transformative, so stay tuned, you won't want to miss it. 2. His actions are consistent. Picture this, you're in the middle of a busy week, overwhelmed with everything life is throwing at you. Deadlines, responsibilities, and that never-ending to-do list. Then, out of nowhere, he texts you. "I know it's a tough day for you. Let me take care of dinner tonight." No fanfare, no need for recognition, just a simple, consistent act of love. How would that make you feel? Relieved? Seen? Appreciated? This is where the second unmistakable trait of true love comes in: consistency. If a man truly loves you, his actions will always speak louder than his words. He won't just tell you he loves you, he'll show it, again and again, in ways that you can count on. And that kind of consistency is worth its weight in gold in the unpredictable roller coaster of modern relationships. Let me ask you something. How many times have you heard someone say, "I'll do better," or "I promise I'll change," only to be let down repeatedly? Broken promises, half-hearted efforts, and inconsistent behavior aren't just frustrating, they're exhausting. They leave you doubting not only the relationship but yourself. But a man who truly loves you, he won't leave you questioning. His actions will always match his words, creating a foundation of trust and stability. Let's take a closer look at what consistency really means in love. It's not about grand gestures, although those can be sweet. It's about the everyday things: calling when he says he will, showing up when you need him, and keeping the promises he makes, no matter how small. These are the building blocks of a relationship that lasts. Imagine this scenario. You've had a rough day and you're feeling emotionally drained. Without even needing to ask, he picks up on your mood and adjusts his energy to match what you need. Maybe he sits with you in silence, letting you process your thoughts, or perhaps he lightens the mood with a silly joke. The point is, he's consistent in the way he shows up for you, adapting to your needs without losing the essence of who he is. Consistency also means reliability in the face of challenges. Life isn't always sunshine and roses. Sometimes it's messy, unpredictable, and downright hard. In those moments, does he stay by your side or does he retreat when things get tough? A man who truly loves you won't disappear when things get challenging. He'll be the one holding the umbrella when life's storms hit. This level of dependability requires emotional maturity and a deep understanding of what love really is. It's not about perfection, it's about effort. No one is flawless, but consistency shows that he values you enough to make you a priority, even when it's not convenient. Now, let's address a common misconception. Consistency doesn't mean he has to be predictable or boring. On the contrary, it's the steadiness of his love that allows for spontaneity and excitement. Because you know he's reliable, you can relax and enjoy the fun moments without worrying about the stability of your connection. One of the reasons consistency is so attractive is because it creates a sense of safety in the relationship. When a man is consistent, you don't have to waste energy wondering if he'll follow through or if his feelings are genuine. Instead, you can focus on building something deeper together, and that kind of peace of mind, it's priceless. But here's the thing. Consistency isn't just about how he treats you. It's also about how he shows up in his own life. Is he someone who follows through on his goals? Does he keep his commitments to friends, family, and even himself? A man who is consistent in all areas of his life demonstrates a level of integrity that's rare and incredibly attractive. Let's bring it back to you for a moment. Have you experienced this kind of consistency in your relationships? If not, don't settle for anything less. Remember, Stoic dating isn't just about attracting someone who's emotionally grounded. It's about being discerning and knowing what you deserve. Now, I want to hear from you. Have you ever been with someone whose actions didn't match their words? How did that make you feel? And if you've been lucky enough to experience true consistency, what impact did it have on your relationship? Share your thoughts in the comments below. In fact, if you're enjoying this video and believe in the power of consistent love, like this video and comment number 1 right now. And if you're new here, don't forget to subscribe to our channel for more insights on relationships, personal growth, and stoicism. We're building a community of women who know their worth and aren't afraid to demand the love they deserve. Join us on this journey and let's grow together. Let's take a moment to reflect on why consistency matters so much. At its core, it's about respect, not just for you, but for the relationship. When a man is consistent, he's showing you that he values your time, your emotions, and your trust. He's not taking you for granted or leaving you to wonder where you stand. Instead, he's creating a space where love can flourish, free from doubt and insecurity. And let's not forget, consistency isn't just about what he does, it's about what he doesn't do. He doesn't play games, give mixed signals, or leave you feeling confused. He doesn't disappear for days and then come back with excuses. He doesn't make promises he can't keep. In a world full of distractions and superficial connections, this kind of steadiness is a rare gem. So how can you spot consistency early on? Pay attention to patterns. Does he call when he says he will? Does he follow through on plans? Does he show up for you, not just when it's convenient, but when it really matters? These are the signs of a man who doesn't just talk about love, he lives it. Before we move on to the next trait, let's recap. A man who is consistent in his actions is a man who can be trusted. He's someone who makes you feel safe, valued, and supported. And that kind of love is worth waiting for. So, what do you think? Does your partner show this kind of consistency? Or is it something you're still searching for? Let me know in the comments. And remember, if this resonates with you, like the video and comment number 1 right now. Let's celebrate the kind of love that makes us feel truly seen and appreciated. Stay tuned, because the next trait we're diving into is just as powerful, and it might reveal even more about what true love looks like. Don't go anywhere. 3. He prioritizes your emotional well-being. Let's take a moment to ask ourselves an important question. How many of us have truly felt emotionally safe in a relationship? I'm not talking about fleeting moments of comfort or the occasional thoughtful gesture. I'm talking about a steady, unshakable sense of being seen, heard, and valued, not just when things are going well, but especially when life gets messy. If a man truly loves you, prioritizing your emotional well-being isn't something he does occasionally, it's woven into the very fabric of how he shows up for you every single day. Now, let's paint a picture. You're stressed, overwhelmed by the demands of work, family, or life in general. Maybe you're doubting yourself, feeling insecure, or just having one of those days when nothing seems to go right. How does your partner respond? Does he brush off your feelings with a dismissive, "You're overthinking it," or worse, disappear when you need him most? Or does he lean in, offering you his time, attention, and empathy? Here's the truth. A man who prioritizes your emotional well-being doesn't see your feelings as an inconvenience. He sees them as an opportunity to connect with you on a deeper level. He listens not just to respond, but to understand. He doesn't try to fix you or minimize your emotions. Instead, he holds space for you, letting you feel what you need to feel without judgment. Think about the last time you felt emotionally vulnerable. Maybe you were anxious about a big decision or heartbroken over a loss. Did your partner step up in those moments? Did he offer you words of comfort, a reassuring touch, or simply his presence? If he did, you've experienced what it means to have someone prioritize your emotional well-being. And if he didn't, let this be a reminder, you deserve nothing less. Let's dive deeper into why this trait matters so much. Emotional well-being is the foundation of a healthy, lasting relationship. Without it, even the strongest physical or intellectual connection will eventually crumble. A man who prioritizes your emotions understands this. He knows that love isn't just about shared experiences or common interests. It's about creating a safe haven where both of you can be your most authentic selves. But here's the thing. Prioritizing your emotional well-being isn't just about being nice or supportive. It's about showing up in specific, tangible ways that make a real difference. It's about noticing when you're upset before you even say a word. It's about asking, "What can I do to help?" instead of assuming you'll handle everything on your own. And it's about being consistent in these actions, not just when it's convenient, but when it truly counts. For example, imagine you've had an argument with a close friend. You're feeling hurt and unsure of how to move forward. A man who prioritizes your emotional well-being won't dismiss your feelings or tell you to just get over it. Instead, he'll sit with you, listen to your concerns, and help you navigate your emotions. Maybe he'll even offer advice if you're open to it, but only after making sure you feel heard and validated first. Here's another scenario. You're dealing with a stressful work situation, and it's taking a toll on your confidence. Rather than adding to your stress by demanding attention or dismissing your feelings, he becomes your biggest cheerleader. He reminds you of your strengths, encourages you to keep going, and makes sure you know he's proud of you, no matter what. It's in moments like these that love transforms from a word into an action. And let's not overlook the importance of emotional self-awareness in this dynamic. A man who prioritizes your emotional well-being is also in tune with his own emotions. He doesn't project his insecurities onto you or make you responsible for his happiness. Instead, he practices emotional regulation and stoicism, which allows him to support you without becoming overwhelmed himself. This level of emotional maturity creates a balanced, harmonious relationship where both partners feel valued and supported. Now, let's get personal. Have you ever been in a relationship where your emotional needs weren't met? How did it feel to carry the weight of your feelings alone? And if you've been lucky enough to experience the opposite, how did it change the way you saw yourself in your relationship? Share your stories in the comments below. In fact, if this part of the video resonates with you, like this video and comment number 1 right now. Let's celebrate the kind of love that nurtures our emotional well-being and makes us feel truly seen. If you're new to the channel, don't forget to subscribe. We're diving deep into the kind of relationship advice that goes beyond surface-level tips, focusing on what really matters: authenticity, emotional connection, and personal growth. Join our community of women who are committed to building meaningful, fulfilling relationships. Let's shift gears for a moment and talk about what this looks like in everyday life. A man who prioritizes your emotional well-being isn't perfect, no one is, but he's willing to learn and grow alongside you. He's open to feedback, willing to apologize when he gets it wrong, and committed to doing better because he values the relationship as much as you do. This level of effort and accountability is what sets him apart. For example, if you express that a certain behavior of his makes you feel uncomfortable, he doesn't get defensive or dismissive. Instead, he listens with an open heart, seeks to understand your perspective, and takes actionable steps to address the issue. This isn't about changing who he is, it's about prioritizing the health and happiness of the relationship. And let's not forget the small, everyday gestures that make a big impact. Maybe he texts you in the middle of the day to check in, leaves a note on your pillow reminding you how much he loves you, or surprises you with your favorite treat after a long day. These moments may seem insignificant, but they add up to create a relationship where emotional well-being is always front and center. Before we move on to the next trait, let me leave you with this thought. Prioritizing emotional well-being isn't just something you should expect from a partner, it's something you should also strive to give. A healthy relationship is a two-way street, built on mutual respect, empathy, and care. So, take a moment to reflect on how you show up for your partner's emotional needs as well. Are you ready to explore the next powerful trait that reveals true love? Trust me, you won't want to miss it. But before we get there, make sure to like this video and comment number 1 if this resonates with you. And don't forget to subscribe for more insights on love, relationships, and personal growth. We're just getting started, and the best is yet to come. 4. He accepts your flaws and forgives your mistakes. Let's talk about one of the most misunderstood aspects of love: acceptance. True love doesn't come with conditions or an expectation of perfection. Instead, it's a safe space where you're free to be yourself, flaws, quirks, and all. A man who truly loves you doesn't just accept the parts of you that are easy to love. He embraces the full picture, even when it's messy or complicated. So, let me ask you this. When you think about the moments when you've made mistakes or felt vulnerable, how did your partner react? Did he judge you, hold it against you, or did he make you feel that your imperfections only made you more human and more lovable? Because here's the truth. If a man truly loves you, your flaws aren't roadblocks to the relationship. They're opportunities for deeper connection. Imagine this scenario. You've had a fight. Words were said, tempers flared, and now there's a distance between you. You might be sitting there replaying the argument in your head, wondering if it's going to change the way he sees you. But then he reaches out, not to blame but to bridge the gap. He says, "I know we were both upset, but I want to work through this because you're too important to me." How would that feel? Relieving? Reassuring? Like a weight has been lifted? This is what it means for a man to accept your flaws and forgive your mistakes. He doesn't sweep issues under the rug or pretend they didn't happen. Instead, he acknowledges them, learns from them, and moves forward with you. And let's be real. In a world that often feels obsessed with image and perfection, this kind of unconditional acceptance is incredibly rare and incredibly powerful. Now, let's dive deeper. Acceptance isn't just about tolerating someone's flaws, it's about seeing them as part of what makes that person unique. Maybe you're someone who's a little stubborn or tends to overthink. Or perhaps you're messy, forgetful, or prone to worrying about things you can't control. Whatever your flaws might be, a man who truly loves you doesn't try to change them or hold them against you. Instead, he works with them, finding ways to support and complement you. For example, if you're someone who struggles with anxiety, he doesn't dismiss your feelings or tell you to just relax. Instead, he offers comfort, helping you feel grounded and reminding you that you're not alone. He might even take the time to understand what triggers your anxiety so he can help prevent it in the future. This isn't about him fixing you, it's about him standing by your side even when things get tough. Let's address another important aspect of this: forgiveness. No one is perfect, and even in the healthiest relationships, mistakes will happen. Maybe you said something you didn't mean in the heat of the moment, or perhaps you forgot an important date or event. A man who truly loves you doesn't hold on to these moments like ammunition. Instead, he forgives you not because he has to, but because he knows that the relationship is bigger than any single mistake. Forgiveness, however, doesn't mean ignoring boundaries or tolerating toxic behavior. It's about finding a balance between accountability and grace. A man who loves you will call you out if necessary, but he'll do it from a place of care, not judgment. He'll want to resolve issues, not escalate them. And most importantly, he'll see your mistakes as moments to grow together, rather than reasons to pull apart. This kind of acceptance and forgiveness requires a level of emotional maturity that not everyone possesses. It's rooted in Stoicism, the ability to stay grounded, calm, and rational, even in the face of conflict. A man who practices Stoicism in your relationship understands that no one is flawless, least of all himself. This self-awareness makes him more empathetic and more likely to offer you the same understanding he expects in return. Let me ask you this. Have you ever been in a relationship where you felt like you were constantly walking on eggshells, afraid that one misstep would ruin everything? How did that affect your confidence and sense of self-worth? Now imagine the opposite, a relationship where you feel free to be yourself, without fear of judgment or rejection. That's the kind of love you deserve, and it starts with a partner who accepts your flaws as easily as he admires your strengths. If this resonates with you, like this video and comment number 1 below. Let's celebrate the kind of love that doesn't demand perfection but instead thrives on authenticity and growth. And if you're new to this channel, don't forget to subscribe for more insights on building meaningful relationships and mastering the art of Stoic dating. Together, we're creating a community of women who know their worth and refuse to settle for anything less. Now, let's take a moment to talk about how this trait plays out in real life. A man who accepts your flaws doesn't just say, "It's okay." No one's perfect. He shows it through his actions. For example, if you're someone who gets emotional during stressful times, he doesn't belittle you or make you feel weak. Instead, he might say, "I know this is hard for you. How can I help?" Or simply offer you a hug, letting you know he's there for you without trying to fix the situation. Another example, let's say you're terrible with directions and always seem to get lost. Rather than getting frustrated or making you feel bad about it, he turns it into a shared experience. Maybe he jokes about it or uses it as an excuse to spend more time with you, navigating together. It's these little moments that add up, creating a relationship where you feel fully accepted for who you are. And let's not forget the importance of accepting his flaws too. Love is a two-way street, and just as you want to be accepted, so does he. Maybe he's not great at expressing his emotions or struggles with time management. Whatever his challenges might be, offering him the same grace and understanding is key to building a relationship that lasts. Before we move on to the final trait, let me leave you with this thought. Love isn't about finding someone who never makes mistakes or has no flaws. It's about finding someone who sees your imperfections as part of what makes you beautiful and loves you all the more for them. If you found someone who does this, hold on to them. And if you're still searching, don't settle for anything less. So, what do you think? Does your partner accept your flaws and forgive your mistakes? Or is this a trait you're still waiting to experience? Share your thoughts in the comments below, and like this video and comment number 1 if this resonates with you. And of course, subscribe to the channel for more videos that will help you navigate the complexities of love, relationships, and personal growth. The final trait we're about to discuss is just as transformative, so stay tuned. You won't want to miss it. 5. He shows love in small, meaningful ways. Love is often portrayed as grand gestures, extravagant vacations, expensive gifts, or declarations shouted from rooftops. But if we peel back the layers of what makes love genuine and enduring, it's the small, meaningful acts that truly matter. If a man truly loves you, his love will reveal itself in the little things, those quiet, consistent moments that remind you he's always thinking of you, always caring, always there. Close your eyes and think of this. He remembers the exact way you take your coffee. He notices when you're having a tough day and leaves a sticky note on the fridge that says, "You're amazing, and I believe in you." He texts you a song he knows you'll love, or picks up your favorite snack just because. It's not about money or grandiosity, it's about thoughtfulness and attention to detail. These small gestures are love in action, and they speak volumes. But here's a question. Do you notice these moments in your own life? Have you ever stopped to consider how much those seemingly tiny acts mean? If not, let this be your reminder that real love often lives in the small things. A man who truly loves you won't wait for a special occasion to show it. Instead, he'll weave his affection into the fabric of everyday life. Let's dive deeper. Small, meaningful acts come from a place of deep understanding and care. They show that he's paying attention to who you are, your likes, dislikes, habits, and quirks. Maybe he notices that you're always cold and keeps a blanket ready when you visit. Or he remembers how much you love sunrises and surprises you with an early morning hike to watch one together. These gestures say, "I see you, and I care about you." Love expressed this way isn't just sweet, it's intentional. It shows that he values your happiness and takes the time to create moments that bring you joy. It's about making you feel special, not through flashy actions, but through meaningful ones. And in a world that often prioritizes appearance over substance, this kind of love is both rare and priceless. Have you ever had someone do something so small yet so thoughtful that it completely melted your heart? Maybe he brought you soup when you were sick or stayed up late to help you prepare for a big presentation. I think about how those moments made you feel. That's the power of small, meaningful acts. They create an emotional safety net, reminding you that you're loved and valued, even when life gets tough. But let's not overlook how these small acts build trust and intimacy over time. When a man consistently shows up for you in these ways, it creates a sense of stability in the relationship. You know you can count on him, not just in the big moments, but in the day-to-day realities of life. This reliability isn't just comforting, it's the foundation of a lasting connection. And here's the beautiful thing. These gestures often go both ways. When you're with someone who consistently shows love in small, meaningful ways, it inspires you to do the same. It's a cycle of kindness and thoughtfulness that deepens the bond between you. Maybe you find yourself leaving him notes in his lunchbox or planning a surprise date night just because. These moments, though small, create a love story that feels uniquely yours. So how can you tell if your partner has this trait? Pay attention to how he interacts with you on a daily basis. Does he anticipate your needs? Does he go out of his way to make your life easier or brighter, even in tiny ways? And most importantly, does he do these things without expecting anything in return? If the answer is yes, you're likely with someone who truly values and loves you. Now, let's take a moment to address the importance of reciprocity. While it's amazing to be on the receiving end of these gestures, a healthy relationship is a two-way street. If your partner is thoughtful and attentive, it's equally important to show your appreciation and do the same for him. Relationships thrive when both people feel seen and cared for, so don't hold back from expressing your love in your own unique ways. And let's not forget the role of stoicism in this dynamic. A man who shows love in small, meaningful ways often has a deep emotional maturity. He doesn't need to prove his love through dramatic displays or external validation. Instead, he practices restraint, patience, and thoughtfulness, all of which are hallmarks of Stoic dating. His love is steady and unwavering, grounded in actions rather than empty promises. So, let me ask you this. Have you experienced this kind of love? Have you had someone who pays attention to the details and goes out of their way to make your life better? If so, cherish it. And if not, don't settle for anything less. Love should never feel like a guessing game or a constant struggle for attention. It should feel steady, reliable, and full of small, meaningful moments that make life richer. If this resonates with you, like this video and comment number 1 below. Let's celebrate the kind of love that doesn't need to shout its presence but whispers it in the quiet, thoughtful acts that matter most. And if you're new here, don't forget to subscribe for more insights on love, relationships, and personal growth. We're creating a space where women can learn to recognize and demand the love they deserve, So join us on this journey. As we wrap up, let's reflect on why this trait is so important. Love isn't about perfection, it's about effort. It's about showing up every single day in ways that remind your partner they're cared for and cherished. A man who loves you will find joy in making you smile, whether it's through a kind word, a thoughtful gesture, or simply being present when you need him most. Before we move on to our final thoughts, let me leave you with this. Love isn't just about the big moments, it's about how you're treated in the in-between. The small, meaningful ways a man shows his love are often the truest reflection of how he feels about you. So take a moment to appreciate these gestures and don't be afraid to reciprocate. After all, it's the little things that often mean the most. If this video has inspired you to look at love differently, like this video, comment number 1, and subscribe to join our community. We're here to help you navigate the complexities of love and relationships, one meaningful insight at a time. Thank you for watching, and stay tuned for more, because your love story deserves nothing but the best. As we reach the end of this journey, let's take a moment to reflect on everything we've uncovered. Love isn't just about the words we say or the feelings we share. It's about the actions, consistency, and values that form the foundation of a healthy, fulfilling relationship. If you've been nodding along, recognizing these traits in your partner, then congratulations, you're likely experiencing something truly rare and beautiful. And if you're still searching, let this guide serve as a reminder of what you deserve. A love that uplifts, supports, and inspires you to be your best self. Now, I want you to think about your own life and relationships. Do you see these traits in the person you're with? If the answer is yes, then hold on to that love and nurture it, because it's something truly special. And if you're still searching, remember, you are worthy of a love that feels like home, one that builds you up and makes you feel secure, seen, and cherished. Here's the key takeaway. Love is not a performance, a competition, or a transaction. It's a partnership between two people who respect and inspire one another. It's about finding someone who matches your energy, shares your values, and is willing to grow alongside you. A man who embodies these 5 traits is showing you not just his love, but his commitment to building a life with you, a life rooted in respect, connection, and mutual care. So, what's next? How do you take this knowledge and use it to create or strengthen the kind of love you deserve? First, be patient. Building a meaningful relationship takes time, and it's better to wait for the right person than to settle for someone who doesn't align with your values. Second, be clear about your standards. Knowing what you want, and more importantly, what you deserve, is the first step to attracting the right kind of partner. And finally, embrace the principles of Stoicism in your own dating journey. By staying grounded, patient, and focused on what truly matters, you'll be better equipped to recognize and nurture genuine love when it comes your way. Now, I want to hear from you. Which of these traits resonated with you the most? Are there any you've experienced in your own relationships, or ones you're still searching for? Share your thoughts in the comments below, and like this video if you found this guide helpful. Don't forget to comment number 1 to show that you're ready to embrace the kind of love you deserve. If you're new here, hit that subscribe button and join our growing community of empowered women. Together, we're redefining what it means to date, love, and live with intention. We'll continue exploring topics like stoicism, personal growth, and the art of building meaningful relationships, so stay tuned for more insights that will transform the way you see yourself and your love life. As you move forward, remember this. Love isn't about finding someone to complete you, it's about finding someone who complements you. Someone who sees your worth, values your independence, and walks beside you as an equal partner. This kind of love is rare, but it's out there, and when you find it, you'll know it was worth the wait. Thank you for watching, and thank you for trusting me to guide you on this journey. Until next time, take care of your heart, trust your instincts, and never settle for anything less than the love you deserve. You are worthy, you are powerful, and your story is just beginning. Stay strong, stay hopeful, and stay you. See you in the next video.